Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to TwoCrazyShuckers Creations. Today, y'all know I love me some Resiners products. So today, Resiners sent me their resin preheater. I'm going to get it out of the box with you. I have not even taken it out of the package yet. Hold on just a moment. And we're going to take a look at what it looks like. And it's a great little tool in the, colder, cooler winter months. We don't really get extremely cold here in Tennessee. I mean, I think it's like maybe 40 here today. So bear with me just a moment while I get this out. I should have done this beforehand. I'm sorry. Warranty card, our instructions. I would say this part goes down in here with the water. And here is the lid. Oh, wow. That's a little bit taller than I thought it was going to be. So, let me see. 4 bottle capacity. Place the resin preheater on a flat, stable surface, which I have my desk. Oh, you can even use this for silicone and UV resin. That's interesting. It says appropriate amount of water. I don't know what that means. I guess let's get it plugged in. And see what we come up with. We're going to be using Resiners 2-part epoxy as well today. Well, let me get this plugged into my tower here. There we go. And it's turning on. I'm going to put you on pause for a moment and go get some water. I didn't think ahead. Okay, so my guess is we want to cover the bottom of this with water. I do not have a room enough for everything. Let me move this one box down. I am going to put the preheater over to the side. So I'm just going to try and cover the bottom of the machine, not add too much water. That's about what I'm going to go with. Let's see how that does. And I'm going to move this over here to the side. Now, in this Resiners epoxy kit, let's get this opened and see what we have in here. So this is what it comes like. It's a 16 ounce, so 32 ounce total. It looks like a cute little cube mold, a coaster mold. We have gloves. Ooh, these are my favorite flowers. That's great. Oh, and I love Resiners cups. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Oh, these are cute. Little molds that you can make stud earrings and pendants out of if you wanted to. Stir sticks. Pipettes. More gloves. I unfortunately cannot wear these gloves. And then you get your instructions and then your bottles. Now, Let's see how these bottles fit in the preheater. Let's move this up. Oh, it's kind of actually made very well for that. I want to get this these other things out of the way here, just so that it's not overwhelming my desk. I need to get some gloves on before I start touching any kind of resin. But first, I want to preheat this resin. So let's turn it on. Our temp. Okay, there's a temp button. It's on Celsius. I wonder how we set it. 20 minutes. I'm going to say 15 minutes should heat the resin because it's pretty warm here. I'm going to warm it to, it only goes to Celsius. I wonder how we change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, it has kicked on. So I'm going to cover that. Put the lid on. And then I'm going to move this down and let it do its thing over here to the side. I'll use those sticks today. I'm going to get these flowers put away. I also, that's a great kit from Resiners. I look forward to trying these for little stud earrings. I'm going to open this. Sorry for the noise. Oh, it's like little cute. I love these starfish and the little clamshells. That's adorable. This one is just your, this one looks like it might be a pyramid to make like orgone. So in our last video, I quickly went over the new Resin Molds box. And it was fast forwarded and I didn't give it the time that it deserved. This is the February 2026 box. This box will cost you $39.98. And you get a ton of molds. So I'm going to start down here at the bottom. You have a twin heart rib storage tray. Holds about 3 ounces. Pour deep red resin in one heart and soft pink in the other, letting them meet in the middle. Super cute. Then you can highlight it with a metallic marker after. Then we have a Love Floral Garland coaster, which this is your heart coaster. A Majestic Galloping Horse Wall Plaque. Oh, that's very interesting. Oh, I have an idea for this one. This holds about 6.8 ounces, mix up 7. We have a storage jar with a lid. Oh, I like that. I wonder if I could do that today. I might do this one today. That holds 5.2 ounces. I'll mix up 6. We have a diamond weave geometric pot, which I know this is a Resiners video. Bond Crafter sent me some of their, what do you call it? Kind of like a mixed to mold, you know, that kind of stuff. Like gypsum or something. So I might try that and that. I might get brave and make one of those videos one day. That holds, 10.5 ounces. We have a hollowed butterfly decorative box. That's super cute. That looks like that will challenge me a lot. Ocean Spiral Shell Resin Tray Mold. I love this. I love anything to do with the water and the beach. And then the extra bonus is this adorable Barnaby yak planter. That would be cute in that kind of mix to mold stuff as well. Let me see what this is called. It's a casting powder. Sorry. So we're going to give those a try on another day. I think today we're going to try this one little spiral jar. And I have my molds dug out from the last one. And there's a heart tray in there that I want to try. I just need to find it. I'm going to place you on a pause while I find that. Okay, since we're close to the month of February and Valentine's Day, I'm going to try and do a heart trinket dish. I have never made anything like this before, so we're going to give it a go today. Our resin is heating up over here. Oh, I need to, if we have anything extra, I'll make this little coaster mold. We'll see what we have. And then I want to try and make this one from this month's box. I definitely have some steam going off in there, and the resin's definitely getting warm. Hopefully I don't have it set incorrectly. Ooh, I don't know. That's interesting. It's beeping. I think it's up to temperature is why. I'm going to put this to the back for now so that I have room on my heat mat here for the things I want to do today. This mold I purchased off Amazon. I just love the shape of it, and I want to try to do this in like alcohol inks. Very, translucent. And we have our Resiners mixer, hands-free mixer over to the side. Here, it's, I put the cups in. Let me see if I can show it to you. This is the hands-free mixer that we use. I've shown it in our other video doing its job. So I think what I'm going to do is wait for my resin. I keep all these papers too because it doesn't hurt to have the amounts that the molds take as a reference point later on. So I keep every one of them. It looks like I put enough water in here as well for the Resiners epoxy. Hopefully you can see me okay. I'm going to open my blind in here. Maybe get a little bit more sunlight. It's sunny today, but it's just cold. So let me get a mixing cup, which, I don't know. Let me see what these take. So this one takes about 6 ounces. I would say that's going to take about, we'll go with 6. Let's go with 8. 8 ounces, 6 ounces. In the heart tray, I need to look up and see. Like I said, I save all of these papers because it is a good reference point for later when you're going to pour these. The problem is finding the one that has the heart with it. Okay, we're gonna give it a guess. We're gonna say possibly 4 ounces. So what did I say? 6 and 8, 14. We're going to mix up 18 ounces of resin today, which I only have 16. Let's just go with 16. We'll mix up both bottles of the resiners and we'll see how that goes. So since we're doing a larger amount, I am going to use the larger resiners cup. And what will this hold? 20 ounces. Perfect. So our resiners the resin is warming up. It's got about 5 minutes, but I think it's probably warm enough because we have the heat running in the house as well. I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to open the machine, and I think it's very important that you wipe these bottles off. Oh, it's very warm. So you want to make sure you shut the bottles, wipe the bottles free of every water, because you don't want that, in your resin when you go to mix it. So put that there. First, I'm going to take part A. And I'm just going to mix, no, that's going to give me 32 ounces. I do not need that much. So what did I say? 6 and 8 is 14. I'll do 18. I don't know what to do. If I'm being honest, wow, this is pouring very bubble free. I am going to start with 16 ounces. So that's 8 of part 1 and 8 of the part 2. There's a little bit of heat coming off of there. The bottles are warm to the touch, not hot. So just want to make sure I have it equal. I'm not very patient when it comes to this part. Okay, so I'm gonna get that on the mixer. Move all these things out of the way. I am gonna put it on the side with a taller paddle, and we're gonna mix that for 4 minutes. I'll put you on pause. Okay, it's been 4 minutes. So I'm gonna let my resin sit for a minute. I have to say there is a minimal amount of bubbles in there right now. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this one yet, but this one I am going to do first, and I'm going to do it transparent. I have decided on Let's Resin Forest Green, Mint Green, and Turquoise. I don't know. Be daring, right? Be bold. It's not going to be very translucent, though, when I go to that, the mint. It'll take away some of the transparency. So I'm going to switch out my cups to my drip cup under there. And I'll bring this over and we'll give it a mix. It looks really well mixed right now, though. I have to say that probably preheating it might have really helped the mixing process as well. I do still have some strings, so I'm going to make sure I scrape the bottom, get along my sides. I'm not in frame, sorry. I'm going to move a few things like to the side until I get going a little bit. I need the lid to this jar though. And of course it's going to get mixed more when I add the alcohol inks in, so I just want to make sure what I have here doesn't have any of those little strings and striations hanging around. As you can see, the bubbles are very minimum in this. So what I'm going to try to do, I said about 8 ounces. I'm going to try to put, maybe just around 2 in each one of these. Maybe a little bit more. And the only way I'm going to know is by looking at the big cup. And then I can compare the other ones to it. I'd rather have too much than not enough. And then I can always come back to it and use it for extra, you know, something extra, a little turtle keychain, something like that. So, let me get out. I don't know what I did with the stick. I think I've been on a green kick lately. I do love this color. That's really not dark enough for me. So I'm just gonna set this back in the warmer, that cup. It'll be fine. I'm gonna add a little bit more. And you just want to mix in the alcohol ink until you don't see any more little strings or streamy parts. And what I'm going to do is, once I get this mixed into the color that I want it, to the tone, I am just going to get it going in the debubbler. I think I want it a little bit darker. Just gonna squirt a whole bunch in there. I don't know how many drops that was, I'm sorry. I want a little bit of a deeper, richer green. So that is still quite transparent, but that's really what I'm going for in this jar. And I thought about adding a little bit of crushed crystal, but I've actually decided against that now. I'm going to get this stick wiped off. I'm going to reuse the stick. And I'm going to get this going in the debubbler. We have the Resiners. It's their smaller debubbler, but it works good. It has an AI setting, or if you just turn it on, it has a regular 5-minute cycle. I've been noticing that the 5-minute cycle has been working very well. And the great thing is, since the room redo, I guess I've not used this yet. Maybe it seals back up. I think those two greens are going to look great together. My choice of turquoise might be questionable, but that's okay. It's exactly, I love this color. As you can tell, my whole room is Resiners green. So I think I'm going to add a little bit of turquoise to this, just so that it gets a little bit more of a blue tint. It's your art. Do what you want. Okay, I'm liking that. Wow, look how few bubbles there are in that. There might be something to that preheater after all. And then this one, I can only debubble 1 cup to a time. That's the downfall of the smaller one. Now this turquoise, I'm gonna go quite heavy with. I already know I am. I like how this resin is degassing so much on its own. That is incredible. Go resiners. So we're at about 2.5 minutes, and my debubbler has almost imploded on itself already. So that tells me I am going to add a little bit more turquoise to this, just to kind of make the two colors blend together a little bit better, the green and the turquoise. Yeah, okay, so I am liking this a little bit better. That hint of the blue will actually help those two colors complement each other a little bit better. I will say Let's Resin alcohol inks are great. So the one thing I do have to do is I have to clean off my mixing paddle before it gets dried. I don't want any resin to get dried to it, so I just take a baby wipe, wipe it off, the first swipe, and then I spray it down generously. So now you're going to hear my Resiner's air purifier kick on, I'm sure. So my green has degassed, so I need to get that changed out really fast. Okay, look how beautifully clear that is. And I just dropped the cord. Let's get this one going for 5. I always give this a little bit of a spray when it first comes out of the debubbler, just to let it sit. I do have some other mixing paddles that I need to put on mine, which I haven't tried yet. But these ones have worked very, very well for me so far. That machine is a joy. I don't mix a ton of resin, 2-part epoxy, but it's kind of nice to, let me see down in here, Whew, I don't know. We'll see how it comes out. I'm gonna give that a spray too. Because I can tell you right now, that is almost degassed on its own fully. I'm not gonna skip a step though. I'm gonna let it go. We have time. Your work time with Resiner's Resin, I did not read to you. Your working time is about 45 minutes with this epoxy. It's a 1-to-1 mixed ratio. Working time, well, it says less than 45 minutes. Drying time, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Curing time, 24 hours. We're going to use a heat mat. I do not turn the heat mat on at first. I do let it go for a little while. This is the debubbler that I have. You've seen it in videos. I also have that light, I have that, I have that, I have that. I love Resiners. They're a good company to work with. So, it's been just under 3 minutes, and that has imploded down on itself already. And that is a really clear looking thing. So I'm gonna stop it. And I'm gonna get that green opaque one going. If I can get the lid off. Because it still has a bit of a seal on it at times. If you don't leave that button undone. That resin looks really good. Yeah, this green is like the perfect Resiner's green color. And we're gonna run that one for 5 minutes. I don't know, what do you think of those colors, guys? I maybe should have used a contrasting color instead of complementary. We'll see. So I need to start thinking about, I do have to show you this though. I just sat this cup of the pre-mixed resin in that heater. Look how clear that epoxy is. So what I'm gonna start doing while we're waiting on that one is I'm gonna get another one mixed up for this. And what should we use? Let's go with Dianca Pore's Venom. Just see, that is a beautiful rich color. So I said I need about 6 ounces in there, so let me eyeball this. I'm probably not going to have enough for the heart, but that's okay. If I have to do that in another day, I will. I honestly feel like this resin is bubble free as it sits here. That is incredible to me. I mean, you can see a few bubbles, but it's not bad. I'm not going to dissolve this in alcohol first. Sorry. I love this mica. It has a color shift between a navy and a dark green, which is definitely my wheelhouse. One thing I find very helpful to do too is once you get the mica in there, just give it a little squirt as you're mixing it in, and it helps dissolve that down as well. Oh wow, look at that teal. Oh, that is gorgeous. I love this color. Oh, I am in love with that color. so pretty. What a rich, deep teal color. We have a few things from Dianca Pours. It's not a company that we have purchased from a lot, but everything I have purchased has been great quality. So my resin is down to a minute. It's already done. And while I'm pouring that first jar, this will be able to degas. And I'm going to let that run the full 5 minutes as well. Now that one seems a little bit unmixed. Do you see those? I'm not sure what that is, but we're gonna do this. I'm not pouring this with any rhyme or reason. I don't care if it blends together. I would just like, I just want it to be pretty. So I'm gonna put my resins to the back. I'm gonna move this mold out of the way, move this mold front and center, and I'm gonna give it a very liberal spray, because not only is there a way to grab a hold of it, there's also that lip underneath. I don't know. Here we go. So I'm going to start with this color. I'm going to kind of alternate in between these colors to see what it does. I'm not going to put much of that. And I'm making a drippy mess. And like I stated, I don't want as much of this in there. Ooh, I don't know. This might look like a hot mess. So I know it kind of goes against the grain, but I'm going to kind of coat those ribs in there a little bit. The detail. I might not have enough resin. I was severely under. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more to this green. I have it. Why not? I'm not going to set myself short for this. I just don't dare. So this is my turquoise. I'm just going to put a few more dots in, and then it should blend in pretty good. And that's all I can do, is try my best. I'm going to not try to stir aggressively to put bubbles back in. Give it a little stir, because I want to make sure I have enough that's the same tone as, you know, what I've been working on. So I don't know, it might just look like a layered mess. It might look like Saturn when I'm done. I'm not quite sure. Ooh, I've got a mess to clean up. Yeah, and I can't use any more of that because I want to make sure that I have enough for the lid. So apparently I did not have even close to enough. I would say this is maybe 10 ounces for this jar. Surprise, surprise. So I'm going to start with this color. I do see there's quite a little bit of alcohol down in here. So, oh, what a mess I'm making. I don't know. I may have made some bad choices. I definitely don't have my alcohol ink mixed in as good on this one, which is distressing. That looks cool right there though. So let me get out my scraper. And there we have the full 5 minutes it ran. I'm gonna get out my scraper and come down to like eye level here and get this all scraped into this lid. And then I'll go, oh, so many bubbles coming up. I think I'm going to squish down here in that tip a little bit. And I'm gonna go with some of this. Now, up under that lid, you can see there are, oh my gosh. A lot of issues. I see a lot of bubbles. So I'm gonna take this little guy here and try to get out these bubbles that I can see. It's really hard to tell because there's that, you know, I love how that looks right there. I wish my whole jar would look like that. So I think I need to finish off the lip of this to make sure the jar has something to close with. I don't think I'm going to put any more of that opaque color in there. So the resin's getting quite sticky. But we're just going to take and move it around a little bit. I would say that's a 10-ounce jar. And I'm glad I added that little bit of resin to it. That was a smart choice. I've got stuff down here. I've got a mess up here. I just have a minute amount. And I got it all over the edge. I'm gonna call that good. There's nothing left in those cups that is worth going to all that trouble over. Those are in the trash can. I will have to work on cleaning that up. But that is not a stable enough mold to worry about. I will clean that up on demold. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of this mess cleaned off my mat, because an ounce of prevention right? My air purifier sits right next to me, so I'm sure it's pretty loud. So, we got that all cleaned up. Now, I'm afraid my resin is going past its due here. So, I want to get this other one poured. This color is incredible. If I was going to order a mica powder today, it would be a refill of that. Another one with a lip. I don't know why I think jars are such a great thing to do, but I do. I will pull those few bubbles out in just a moment. I'm going to just put that in there. But for me, I find good luck of just rubbing it around, using my finger a little bit. Ooh, I don't know. I might not be very good at this one. We'll see. So let me sit down and start pouring this. This one's easy. Just let her go. Now, one thing I do like to do, it's all one color. I don't have to worry about it blending. I'm just going to go around this bottom part. Just give it a little squishy, squishy. And it doesn't hurt to like coat those ribs in there a little bit. The, you know, the designs. Ooh, go slow. I apologize for the length of my two-part epoxy videos. I have a hard job keeping my UV resin videos under an hour, and I fear that these are going to be even worse. I don't do a lot to the item once it comes out, other than, you know, trimming the bottom, sanding, and then I finish everything. But I'm not much into putting a lot of extra like stuff on the mold. I'm not good at that. It's just not my forte. I'll leave that to the experts. Oh, I almost just spilled that. That top part of that is not stable at all. So I am really doubting my choices of whether I have enough here too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my leftover resin from right here. I'm going to pour it in right now to make sure I have enough for this lid. So 16 basically did the lid and did both containers. So I knew I might be under. Oh, I see, that filled. You can actually see if you have bubbles in this one, which is nice. I'm still going to go around it with a dotting tool. My resin's getting pretty thick. It looks like we're just going to be making these two things today. I applaud people who can make 5 things on one video. You are super talented. So what I'm going to do, because of that last jar mishap, I'm going to go under here and go in each little cutout area, which it looks like I'm making bubbles. If I'm being fair, now I see a bubble there. That's fair. Yeah, my resin's getting really sticky. I'm going to give this another little spray before I fill it all the way. I'm going to spray that one really quick. Oh yeah, I'm getting very gloopy now. This color, I'm in love. And it's kind of a hard color to use with UV resin. because it's so dark, it's hard for the light to penetrate. Okay, so now we're domed there. I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna give this one another little squirt because I see bubbles that are not wanting to give up the fight. And let me see what else I can get in here of this amount. Oh yeah. That resin is done. That is beautifully domed up though. I'm happy with it. And the little bit extra I have in here, it's actually still moving around pretty good. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna grab another one of the Into Resin, the shaker turtle molds. Gonna add a little pigment to it and get that poured really quick so that I don't waste however much that is in there. I don't even know. I think it says I have, yeah. As I'm knocking stuff everywhere. Oh, I have a lot of cleanup on this bad boy over here though. And the more I touch it, the more it comes out. So we're gonna leave that. I will clean it up after. I'm not gonna stress about it. And we are going to use, let's go with Indigo Obelisk for the remainder of this. Because these in, actually, let's find a blue. Let's do Hypnotic from Dianca Pours and see what we get. As you can see, I've not even opened this one yet. Oh, that is a really pretty color. So now the chaos. I'm gonna take out my stir stick out of here because I don't want any colorant to adhere to it. Just gonna give it a wipe so that nothing sticks to it till I'm ready for it to. And I'm gonna grab a stick of some kind. I don't know what I did with the ones that I took out of the package. So we're just gonna hurry this along. I know turtles aren't blue, but these, we make them into keychains and people just... So as I stated before, I just skip a step, right? But when your resin is getting to this point, you gotta do something fast. It might even be too sticky for these to come out. I'm not sure. And it's not been debubbled, so I make no promises. I am gonna sit down. I'm gonna put that lid back on there. And I'm gonna see what I can get to come out of this cup. As I hit everything. Oh, this is sticky, sticky, sticky. And it doesn't want to move because it's so sticky. And I went over the edge a lot right there. I'll have to clean that up. I'm just gonna help move it along. I would say these might be past the point of no return. We'll know at demold, right? Just gonna move the dotting tool in there a little bit. I have not had any bubbles in these yet, but the first time that I didn't do something proactive, I would have issues on the flip side. So it's just as easy. So I'm gonna take this and just kind of clean up my edges as best I can. And as you can see, I've got a huge mess going on here today. This resin is saying, stop, just let me get hardened. These will not have the see-through backs, but that's okay. And they may not even be worthy of a sellable item anyway. But again, I'm okay with that as well. I did my best. I guess this is part of learning resin, right? Learning to be faster. I guess that's what's always intimidated me about two-part epoxy is that, see, this one's got just a little bit too much in it. Is the fact that you do have to work super quick. Like with UV, I've enjoyed that I don't have to, rush making things. I just, go at my own pace, and then it hardens when I decide for it to harden. And that's the thing about two-part is, and maybe even heating it up in the preheater, maybe that changes your work time. I'm not even sure how many minutes I'm at on my recording. But if these level out, they might be salvageable. I'm going to give them a spray and hope that those bubbles come out. I'm going to give everything a spray. That one is a hot mess. I mean a hot mess. So we salvaged almost all the resin we mixed up. I probably wasted a ½ ounce. Again, I guess I'll get better at that the more I do it. Oh, wow. That is a color. Let me get this put away before I spill it or drop something into it. So with that, I'm going to let these sit for about another 30 minutes, and then I'll be back for the demold. Hello, and welcome back. Let's get these out of the mold and see how we did. This is the little jar that was in the resin molds box. Look at that color. I did clean the molds up a little bit. I tried to get all that overage off. I don't have many expectations for these because that resin was getting really gloopy. Ooh. I don't know how the edges seem to, there's a lot of cleanup on that, but that color is really pretty. Oh yeah, there's a lot of cleanup on that one. I'm not probably gonna do a huge video of finishing things up today. I'll probably just come back with pictures at the end because this video is pretty long. I'm having a hard job getting this one out of the mold. There we go. It's still kind of soft. They were on the heat mat for a little while, but there's no bubbles, which surprises me. I truly thought I was going to have a bunch of bubbles. That's a ton of cleanup though, I gotta tell you. So let's start with this. That is so pretty. I know that the variegation. Ooh, no bubbles. It's a little sharp at the bottom, but I can fill that in. That color is striking. Do you see how it shifts between the teal and the blue? I don't think my camera is picking that up. Oh, I guess I have some trimming to do on that to get it to fit in there. Oh no, now it's stuck. Okay, let's not put those together right yet. I do have, there's a big kind of bubble right there. And there's one there, but I'll go along that with some UV resin and get it filled in. I can see me making this a lot more in a lot more colors. That's a cute mold. So let's start at the beginning. I poured this. I poured the lid. When I come in and I was going to turn the heat mat off and let things cool, I could see through the lid that I had some major bubbles, in which is terrible because this is really, really pretty. So I put this in a cup. I tried to mix the colors the same and I re-poured it. So we're just going to have to wait and see how that comes out. I don't know. That is sharp around the bottom there. Let me get a handle on this. And try and turn it over. And just kind of roll it down. Ooh, that is so pretty. Oh my gosh, look how shiny this mold is. Oh, I hope there's no bubbles at the top. Oh, wow. That is epic. It's very sharp around here. I will let it cure and then I'll come back to fix that. I can't believe how pretty that came out. And no bubbles anywhere. So when I did this, I also used the resin warmer again. Used the Resiner's 2-part epoxy. I don't think this is ready to come out yet. And I don't think I'm going to. I'm afraid if I try to do this too soon, I'll have a lot of issues. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to leave that. And all we can do is hope that it's going to resemble this in some way. Look at these striations, like the feathering that happened in this mold. Oh, I'll be using this mold again for sure. Something stuck on it. So when I demold this, I'll make a little short video. I'll come back to it. I'm just not going to risk it. What I can do is show you what this would look like with the original lid. But I cannot use this. That is not a sellable resin piece whatsoever. And I cannot believe how this looks. Oh, I love this mold. All right, I'll be back with the demold of the lid when I get to that point. Okay, so I was cleaning up and some of these, trying to get this trimmed a little bit. I have this trimmed around here. I'm going to have to hit it with some sanding, you know, a nail file, and then some UV resin. But I have to see if this come out, because I've got a feeling I didn't get the colors right. which this one came out so much better than that first one did, which all I can do is hope that I have some kind of usable item here. As I stated before, I am not proficient at all in two-part epoxy. You are, I don't even know if I could count myself as saying that I'm doing a tutorial. Now those micro bubbles, as you can see under there, I do not worry. Those are very, very tiny and minute. What I do see is that the color is a little bit different. I'm going to try and put some alcohol down in this part. Oh, this breaks, I'll be devastated. I do think my coloring was off. Oh, it's not bad though, right? She's very soft, but together, that's a beautiful thing. I think it matches good. I am going to take that off before it gets stuck though. And this effect that happened right here with that pigmented alcohol ink is incredible. I love that. So that is still quite sticky. I'm going to turn the mold right side out because I don't want anything to happen to this mold. That is a beautiful mold. I am not going to show you how I finish everything. I'm just going to come back at the end, go over everything, and then I'll have pictures for you. But I'm going to take that as a win. What do you say? Is that a win? You think it matches good enough? Did I not get enough of the forest green? Did I get enough that just barely saved it? I don't know. I welcome any advice. I'll be back. Hello, hello. I am back. I've got everything finished. You can give me your opinion of whether you would like to watch things be finished on a fast forward or not. So this one, I wasn't happy with the way it was finishing. I'll use that for one of the grandkids. But I did get one of them done. The shell is on and it's full. Charms, a little faux leather tassel. This came out beautifully. I haven't put I sanded the bottom and then I set up my Resiners dual-sided lamp, which I just turned on. And this thing is great because you can set things right, on the tray while you're working. So I just finished the top. As you can see, I've been running it around. I've got to wipe that off. But I sanded all that. I filled in all the little micro bubbles. And this color is epic. So now on to this beauty. You remember the first one. It's just not salvageable in my opinion. I guess I could try and see what I can do. I'm pretty good at fixing resin stuff too, let me tell you. I guess that's just something that I've gotten good at, doing earrings and whatnot. This, I filled in the micro bubbles as best I could, fixed this, so now it's a smooth edge. I did finish the bottom. So I think that came out super pretty. I couldn't be more excited with it. I'm not really an aficionado at resin, like not at all. So for me, when I have a success like this, I am going to have to get that lid a little bit better on there, but that's okay. I can work on that some more. I just wanted you to see, and I'll have it fixed before I take the pictures. I probably just need to go down in here and chisel, sand some of that out. And then I can put a glove on and just fill in any kind of issues that come up. But for the most part, I have to tell you, I'm pretty happy with it. This is a beautiful jar, and I'm definitely going to be revisiting this. I am in love with it. This lid still is not really as hard as I would like. Like, it's not as hard as this. It's not even as hard as this first lid was. They're pretty close. They're cousins. They're not sisters. But I will be back with pictures at the end. Please stay tuned. Watch for those. Remember, try Resiners. You will not be disappointed. I'm very happy with every tool that I have from them. I am super happy with the results I got from using their resin warmer today. I mean, I'm not happy about this, but I'm still learning. And this was a challenging lid. I love the debubbler, but that resin warmer really is a good thing for resin. So I'm glad I was able to salvage that little bit of resin at the end and at least get one keychain out of it. You know, and this one still isn't bad. There's just a couple big knots right there that I could not sell that. So I'll just give that to my grandson. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry this is such a long video. Again, I'm going to try to get better. Have a great day. Be blessed.